Unlike in the past, this time the ball is rolling, and we are not just talking the talk. Things are actually happening for this evil person, and I will actually play a video for you after I'm done with this beautiful piece that I have received for today's video that I want to discuss with you guys first. Before I do that, not subscribe, hit the like, also leave a comment. Let me know what do you think, your opinion. Insider source claims that under the direction of William, photographs I should say, of Harry and the Harkles have been removed from private royal residences such as Balmoral and Highgrove. Royal commentators suggest this is a deliberate move to minimize their public presence and reflects the view that they are no longer functioning as working members of the family. One thing it is very very clear for all of us, and by now I think a lot of us we have realized this, that the palace is actually making a lot of moves. In the past, when she wanted to, Duchess of Judicial, she wanted to change the website and add her achievement, quote unquote, for receiving or being the nominee for the Emmy Award, she got completely booted out. She was so kicked out by the royal family members that she actually could not believe herself. And now we are seeing that any photographs, any videos will not be on the royal website at all. So this is just getting much and much worse. She's getting removed every single day with something new. Message to the Sussex. Analysts interpret the removal of these images as a clear signal from the royal family regarding the couple's choice to step back from their duties. Why would actually they think, even for 1 second, that this is something they deserve? They deserve to be on the website. They deserve to have those photographs, those images published, and they should be also allowed, mind you, they also want to be allowed to use these photos for their own purposes, for their own use. Why would they, the palace, hand over those photos to the Duchess of Dish Soap? Well, this is how we see it. Doesn't make any sense, but for her it makes sense, and that she deserves this. This is how she sees this whole thing. Now, observer discussion touches on the idea that the family aims to avoid giving the couple free publicity, quote unquote, particularly amidst ongoing tensions. They are not getting any more free publicity, unlike in the past where they were actually allowed to take photographs. They were actually allowed to bring their own crews, Netflix crews in this case. They were allowed to walk freely. They were allowed to have access to any palace building. But everything has changed so much. Have you noticed that? I mean, just think about what happened in 2018-19, how they were treated and how they're getting treated right now, right? It's a huge difference. The contrast is very, very clear. Now, commentators also critique Duchess of Windsor for not engaging with significant royal events on social media. Well, the reason for that is because every time there is an event, she would make her own event, right? For example, if it is the Trooping of the Color on that day, she will be outing, going somewhere, just trying to grab all the attention and take the attention away from the family to make herself look like, she's the headline, she is the prize. And that's what she had been doing, but it's not working anymore. Commentators also critique her for not engaging with significant royal events on social media. Commentator mentioned a past meeting between the father, and then we also have the Duke of Duchesses and their children, characterizing it as a difficult encounter that nevertheless showed the grandfather, Charles, handling the situation with composure. This is how you have to deal with a man-child, with utmost composure, integrity, and coolness. And this is exactly how he acted when he was there for the 47-minute meeting. According to some people, the meeting never took place, but if it did, the father should never, Charles should never be losing his composure, his cool, because if he does, then oh my God, he's gonna be played by monkeys. Now, the royal commentator, used these points to argue that the rift between the Sussexes and the rest of the family, particularly William, remains significant. Means after this visit, nothing changed. Okay, the last visit that happened at Highgrove House, nothing has changed. It remained the same. In fact, it diminished their power. The power of the duplicitous duos were hugely diminished after that meeting, and they got exposed, and they should not whine about safety and security anymore, because you do not need one when you see the family next time. Sources also confirmed his Duke of Dufus's position for the Counselor of State is extremely shaky and could be removed soon. So again, this is also something, a developing story, and I will give you more updates on this. Take a listen at this one.
Well, timing is everything. I think that the beginning of that really was its success, partially a success for Harry, because he got to see the King, and his children got to see the King, and so did Meghan come over, so we're told. But the timing was just a disaster in terms of the court case, because that became the dominant feature of the whole week. And
yep.
At the same time, the Daily Mail was sort of talking about their victory. He was trying to sort of play catch up with his charities. But, ultimately, he got really a lot further than I thought he would. I mean, the reality is having time with the King at Highgrove is important. And some people feel that the King should never have done it.
Well, so some people find it problematic that he did actually give...
Well, one thing, if you have not noticed, his complete and utter failure at the court happened on the same week when he also had this disastrous meeting with his father. All of those are coming on the news in the same week. Just shows his misery and suffering is endless, one after another.
Harry,
yeah.
a bit of time. What do you...
Well, there's a feeling, isn't there, that the King may well be kicking back on the deal that was done at the Sandringham Summit with the late Queen, and that's dangerous. I mean, the only reason I don't have a problem with the son seeing the father or grandfather seeing these grandkids, but what you've got to remember is that in that same week that this happened, a Prince of England, as he described himself as a stay-at-home dad, criticised, had lost against the free press of this country where he doesn't live, and lambasted them, said the whole thing was a whitewash, including the judgment. So he called into question the independence of the judiciary.
Absolutely. I mean, this guy is questioning everyone. Whoever doesn't agree with him, he will definitely freak out, and that will be a complete nonsense. And we know this is something very common in him. This is what he had been doing all the time. You don't agree with me, you are my enemy. Even though you make sense, I don't, but you're my enemy. I have some comments here, guys. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I really appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful